Welcome to the Falcon View. I'm Jason Knavel here with Athletics Director Chris Kingston. Chris, welcome back.
Thanks, Jason.
Hey, we're going to talk a few subjects today. Let's start. You've been here now a couple of months. You've gotten a chance to be at a number of athletic events, including first home football game. What kind of things have you seen so far? What have you liked? What things can we improve upon?
This is it's day 58 today, and a number of things have been spectacular for me, and that's the work ethic of the staff, the passion of the fans, and the performance of the student athletes. And so those things have really stood out to me. I've had an opportunity to get around and see a crowd of 2,200 plus at a men's soccer game versus Michigan, where we came out with a draw, and all the way to my first football game, our first football game of the year, where we had in excess of 5,500 students packing the stands as we packed the Doit. And so, you know, one of the main things I want to keep looking at is how do we engage the fans, the students, in supporting just like they're doing right now. And so for me and for our staff, I've talked about it before, it's a customer service thing, engaging. Starts with when we park cars, when we come into concessions, we find our seats, the in-game entertainment. How is that experience? And I've said it a number of times to the staff, 49% of the battle is getting folks to come, and we're pretty good at that, and 51% is getting the folks to come back. And so that's the key right now that I've got the staff looking at in that in-game experience for our fans, our alumni, our students, and making it a special experience.
Good. All right, we're going to switch gears a little bit now. We've got hockey coming up. Season's not too far away. Some of our fans want to know, moving forward, you know, we built so many great rivalries with some of the regional teams within the CCHA. Do you know how much are we going to be able to see those teams in the future now, non-conference?
Yeah, that's going to be a great discussion with Chris and his staff, and Jim Elsasser, who helps me in supervising and overseeing hockey. And when we look at scheduling, you know, scheduling's it's an art and not a science. And you're trying to get to the end game. You're trying to prepare yourself for ultimately the NCAA. And so one way we can get there is to win our conference, get the automatic qualifier, the AQ if you will, and then get to the NCAA. And otherwise you're going to build your strength of schedule that supports specifically your non-conference schedule, and so you could pick up an at-large bid should you not win your own conference. And so those are the types of things that go into the mindset of who we're going to play and how we'll get there. Being ever mindful of the fan favorite rivalries that exist, and how we can, again, build on that fan experience, getting folks in here for quality hockey, and we're going to bring out quality hockey every night. Getting excited, it's getting pretty close.
Absolutely. And keeping on the schedule theme, men's and women's basketball schedules are out now. Philosophically, do you think those fit into what you kind of just talked about, and what kind of things can we see there moving forward?
Yeah, basketball is interesting because some sports, your conference and your non-conference play is intertwined all throughout the year, whether it's football or soccer's, and they kind of do that thing. But for basketballs, it's pretty succinct, and you really have 3 seasons. And this is how you have to look at it as a coach and as an administrator. You've got the non-conference schedule, right? Then you shift to the conference schedule, that's season 2, and then you shift to the postseason, and that's season 3. And you know, you can look at it in 3 different chunks like that and break it down, because you know, no matter what you do, perhaps in the non-conference segment of a basketball season, what you do in the conference segment will, the season 2, affect season 3, and you could actually do poorly in season 1 and season 2, and then run the table in season 3, and you're in the NCAA tournament in the middle of that season 3. So it's again, it's an art and not a science. And so, you know, the coaches have a tremendous amount of input into developing that schedule as they see how they can achieve their goals in getting to the end state, which is winning championships in the MAC and then off to the NCAA tournament.
Sure. So one of the first things that I've noticed that you've really done in your first 52 days is really kind of try to build the student fan base. You've been in the crowd at games, in the student section, soccer games. I think you bought a bus for the Falcon Fanatics to come to Kent State. How do you view students supporting athletics?
You know, I tell the student athletes that you know, I believe in servant leadership, and I always have. That's part of me, and that I work for them. I report to the president, but I work for them, and that transcends for me to the students at large at the university. You know, and so our job is a responsibility in athletics to grow the institution in the ways that we are able to with our resources, and so. My job is to ensure that the 18 to 22-year-old collegiate experience is the best collegiate experience that they can have, and a lot of that has to do with athletics. And so, yeah, we bought in athletics 2 buses and 100 tickets and sent everybody down to Kent State. We have 2 buses and 100 tickets for Indiana, and so I think as just a thank you, if nothing else, to the students for their passion and to help cultivate that experience. You know, I expect to see a same crowd come back in here for Murray State just like we had for Tulsa, maybe even better. So it's not a Thursday night game, and I know everybody was studying. So I think it's critical. I really believe in the reason that we're here is because of the students. The reason I have a job specifically because of the student athletes, but this is a university, and it's about them.
Have you been at places prior with student support where you felt like the student support was better maybe and how they got there, or those other universities you've been at, how has the feel for the student support been?
Yeah, I think it's been different in both of my places. The places I've been in my background for both of them, they're pretty diverse institutions, but at the end of the day, it's about that experience. Okay, so we had 5,500 plus come to Tulsa. Okay, we got them here. We had T-shirt, whatever we did, we got them here, and now we got to get them to come back. And so it has a lot to do with the product on the field and what Coach Clausen and the gang were able to achieve so far. And so it's different, I think, where you go, the different motivations for the student athletes to get there. But when they get there, if you can provide that experience, that it's something they want to come back to, and I mean, it's their team. This is their university, and it's that important.
Good. So, so far, you've kind of become the face of BG Athletics. You bought an orange truck. Maybe you want to tell a story about buying that orange truck. You know, you're active on social media, pretty funny on Twitter. You can maybe talk about your Twitter address. You've been out and about a number of places, just getting your face out there. How do you roll, or how do you feel the role of AD as that face of the program works?
I think it's critical. I think everybody, not just me being the athletic director, I think everybody on this staff has to be all in. You can't be lukewarm. You got to be hot or you got to be cold. And I want everybody who's hot, and you got to be on it. Just like I've said before, every day is a game day. And so I think that's the critical piece for me. And I mean, I'm all in. And so there's no lukewarm about it. And yes, I have a awesome orange 1969 Dodge. And I'll save that story for another time. It was on the radio show, the story about it, but I don't know if we have the time here today. But you know, it was almost like I saw that orange truck and I was like, well, got to get it. It wasn't a choice, and it's part of who we are and everything we do in athletics. You know, it's like right now, you know, we're in a good spot because football's 2-0 and everybody's happy and the grass is a little greener and the sky's a little bluer. And we have to prepare for that every week. We have to prepare for a sellout in the DOI. We have to prepare for that. We have to prepare for the amount of students that are coming. And, you know, arguably we have to do a better job with that, whether it's student entrance, whether it's concessions for all the fans. And those are the things in the experience that we have to do better. And I am all in. I'm everywhere. And I'm down there trying to help out do that. I'm over here at soccer trying to help out do this and that. And so that's part of me, and I expect that to be part of the entire staff with that vision.
Absolutely. All right, thank you very much. I think that's all we've got for this month for the Falcon View, and we'll be back again next month.
All right, thanks, Jason.